Hey class, this is John Ballard, and my media project is on the Truth by Blood Agency. The Truth by Blood Agency. The Truth by Blood Agency was formed by a group of experienced promoters and booking agents with the desire to provide top-notch booking and management services to top-notch acts in the music business. Some of the basic info, they joined Facebook on March 25th, 2011. The founder of the agency was Adam Marola, who does talent and booking. The co-founder is Jeremy Stanton. He is a talent manager and also the director of marketing. The company is focused and dedicated to a full-service tour booking agency that works with both artists exclusively, in some cases non-exclusively. Our bands are proudly endorsed by the following: Upstate Merch, IRS Merch, Parlor City Merch, Lowbrow Clothing, and Silver Fox Sticks. I found it extremely important that this band has some other business ties with some other great, companies within the industry. And I added some neat little visuals there. I hope you enjoy them, of some of the companies that the agency is endorsed by. Current artist roster. Of course, up front is Mummified and Circuitry. Yes, that is the band that I play drums for. If some of you have been following my blog, then you would know that. And then the second band under there, we have A Night at the Chalet, a great touring band from the Midwest. We have Elysian Fields, which is another great band from the Midwest. Another band on the roster is One Last Time. The Heart Tech, which is the co-founder's band, Jeremy Stanton, who I explained a little bit before. Rebuilding the Ruins, a band out of southern Maine. And then we have Walking with Titans and We Cry Mercy. I chose to put Facebook on the front here for numerous reasons, but really the main medium and what I've found to be the most effective as far as, free marketing and PR, as far as the music industry goes, is Facebook. A little bit about the agency and what their current stats are on Facebook. They initially joined on March 25th, the 11th, like I said prior. They have about a total of 637 likes and growing. I was pretty pleased with my performance. I think I was able to get them about 100 more likes, and that may not seem like a lot, but believe me, it is for a small agency. I mean, I'm in a touring heavy metal band, and sometimes we don't get 100 likes for a few months. So I was pretty happy with that. November 13th, 2011 was the most successful week for the agency. And the demographic and the most popular age is 18 to 24, which is, pretty general. That's a good demographic for heavy music. And then a total of 8 people were talking about Truth by Blood Agency upon last login. So it shows that they did have some, they had some traffic going, and they are creating, a buzz. So that was nice to see. Okay, as far as my social media business proposal, my campaign, what have you, the initial goals for the agency were to increase awareness of the brand, to create traffic through the use of social media, utilizing mediums such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, blogs, and then, believe it or not, handing out flyers and handouts, literature. The initial steps I took in the beginning process was to set up a YouTube account, to post a video on YouTube, to initiate a new blog dedicated solely to the agency, sign up with Twitter, and hand out business cards and flyers. Okay, let's get into some of the blog stuff. the Truth by Blood Agency blog. I created this blog because I saw how successful my personal blog was. As far as page views, comments, and overall awareness. In the future, I will spend more time utilizing this method because it was extremely useful to me as a musician, and actually it was a whole lot of fun. In the future, I will be sure to update my blog on a strict schedule, which I have found to be most effective. Instead of blogging randomly, I found that it worked a lot better to keep a strict schedule, so then people know what to expect from you. I found that to be more useful. Some people may have found other things to be useful, doing random blogs, but that's what I was successful in. I also found, I found most useful to select different styles of blogs in order to keep my people's attention. For example, I posted some great, general information on the blog, and then some visuals on another blog, just to mix it up to keep the viewers interested. That's definitely important. If you just have a content blog, it's going to get a little boring after a while, so mix it up, throw some, some images in there, throw some videos, throw some links, anything like that to, just diversify your blog. And I found that to work out pretty good with my personal blog. YouTube. I think we all know a lot about YouTube. It's a phenomenal medium, and it's done tremendous things for a lot of people. I felt YouTube would increase awareness to the agency by enabling users to see things visually and not just through a Facebook post or blog. I encourage the agency to utilize YouTube in order to break up the monotony. I suggested posting a video once every few months with exciting news and upcoming events. Twitter. Of course, we all know about Twitter too. Surprisingly, before I started this class, I really didn't know much about Twitter. I heard a lot about it, and people saying, "Oh, he so and so tweeted," or they're going to Twitter this later or whatnot. But I really had no clue what it was. So I personally set up a Twitter account for the agency and urged them to tweet on a daily basis. I did not find this medium useful simply because of the type of business that the agency is in. The company, is representing artists, and many of whom are not looking for management on Twitter. The agency's goals just did not align with what Twitter is, mainly used for. So, in a nutshell, I found other forms of social media to be more successful. That doesn't mean that I don't believe Twitter is a great medium, because it is. And a lot of people use it, and it's transcended, the way people communicate, and it's great, but it just was not beneficial to, my campaign. Flyers and handouts. And I know some of you might think this is a little crazy, but, some of these old school marketing schemes really do work. So, like I said, I printed up some flyers with the agency's logo, contact info, and upcoming shows and events, and handed them out during some of my band's shows and a few local shows. I found that a person-to-person interaction can be as effective as any other form of marketing as long as you're approachable. I'm in sales myself, and I know a lot about that. And if someone's comfortable with you, and you're giving across a good message, and you've got the right flair, you'd be surprised. So that really worked out for me. I was already playing the shows anyways, so it made it easy, and it made it very social. I could go and talk to people and kind of create some awareness about the agency, and it was actually a lot of fun, and it was actually extremely effective, believe it or not. For my conclusion, what I would do in the future in order to, put a campaign together and create awareness and do a real full stream marketing campaign, I would utilize more blogs and utilizing different forms of visuals, updates, videos, etc. I would learn to use Twitter to its advantages, and that's something I definitely need to get better with. I'm not that familiar with it, and it's something that I'm going to definitely look more into. I would also try and gain a video presence on YouTube. YouTube can do phenomenal things for businesses. It can accelerate people's careers in numerous ways. And then I would actually even utilize Facebook even more. What I put there is utilize Facebook for all its great resources, because Facebook really has become the the big business free social media site. I mean, they do it all. And even with this class, I've learned how much more Facebook actually does. I mean, it does great things for business and great things for the music industry alike. And a little bit more on that is I would spend more time using Facebook analytics, in order to kind of get a better understanding of, the target markets and the demographic that I'm working with. And then I would also reach out to other markets that may be able to benefit from your company's services. Go out, seek out some other businesses that might be able to, be of advantage to you or to them. Utilize those resources to expand your business's awareness. And then, lastly, believe it or not, I would spend more time handing out flyers and literature about the company. I found that very effective as far as the campaign that I'm trying to do. I wouldn't necessarily it's very effective if, for some of your other campaigns, but considering what I was doing, it worked out real well. Well, that concludes my my social media campaign on the Truth by Blood Agency. I do hope you enjoyed some of this. I do hope you learned something about, promoters and bookers and some of the music industry. I hope you've enjoyed my blog. I've enjoyed numerous of your blogs and the information you guys have been putting on there. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing some of your videos.